My roommate's bet transformed me into a gorgeous woman. I never thought much about the kind of person I was becoming. Life wasn't bad, but it wasn't particularly exciting either. I was just there, going through the motions, blending into the background like an extra in someone else's story. College was supposed to be a time of discovery, but for me, it felt more like a series of routines. Wake up, go to class, do assignments, play video games, sleep, repeat. I wasn't unhappy exactly, but something was missing, something I couldn't quite put into words. My roommate, Sarah, was my complete opposite. She was the kind of person who lived loudly, fearless, outgoing, always pushing limits. She had this confidence, this spark, that made people gravitate toward her. I admired it, even envied it sometimes. Me, I stayed in my safe zone. I wasn't the type to stand out, to try new things, to take risks. At least, that's what I told myself. But deep down, there was always a part of me that wondered, what if I wasn't meant to live in the background? What if there was something more? There were moments, fleeting ones, when I felt like I was on the edge of something bigger. Like when Sarah would tease me about my pretty face, or when I'd catch my reflection and think, just for a second, that maybe, just maybe, I could be someone else. Someone more. Of course, I always pushed those thoughts away. Because that wasn't me, right? Then came the bet, and everything changed. It started as a joke. At least, that's what I told myself. Sarah and I were sprawled out on the couch in our tiny off-campus apartment, a half-eaten pizza between us. She was scrolling through TikTok, cackling at some absurd transformation videos, guys getting full glam makeovers, going from scruffy to stunning with just a bit of makeup, a wig, and the right outfit. You know, she mused, nudging me with her foot. I bet I could turn you into a total knockout. I snorted. Yeah, right. I'm serious. She sat up, eyes gleaming with mischief. You've got, like, the perfect bone structure. Give you some contour, lashes, a cute outfit. You'd be unrecognizable. I could turn you into the hottest girl on campus. I rolled my eyes, pretending to be unfazed. Not happening. But my stomach twisted, not with discomfort, but with something else. A thrill? Curiosity? Sarah smirked. Come on, Alex. Where's your sense of adventure? You never take risks. Live a little. I take risks. I protested weakly. Aha, she said, unconvinced. Then prove it. I narrowed my eyes. How? She grinned like a cat who just found a trapped mouse. A bet. One night. Let me do everything. Hair. Makeup, outfit. We'll go out, see if you can pass as a girl. If even one person thinks you're actually a girl, I win. And if I win? I challenged, though I wasn't even sure what winning meant in this case. You get out of dish duty for a month. I glanced at the overflowing sink. That was tempting. Still, this was insane. I wasn't the type to do something like this. Dressing up, going out in public, letting Sarah transform me. But the way she looked at me, like she knew I wanted to say yes, even before I did, made my heart pound. I swallowed hard. Fine. One night. Sarah hooped, throwing her arms around me. You are so not ready for this. And the truth was, she was right. I wasn't ready. Not for how it would feel. Not for what it would awaken in me. And certainly not for how it would change my life forever. I sat on the edge of Sarah's bed, staring at my reflection in the full-length mirror. My face was bare, my usual self staring back. Messy brown hair, slightly tired eyes. A guy who had never once considered doing something like this. What did I just agree to? I muttered under my breath. Sarah was already buzzing around her room, tossing makeup palettes onto the dresser and holding up different outfits against me, analyzing like I was some kind of experiment. I should back out. I should tell her this was a joke, that I wasn't actually going to go through with it. But then, why wasn't I moving? Why did I feel nervous? Yes, but also excited. Sarah caught me watching myself in the mirror and smirked. Regrets already? I swallowed. I don't know if I can pull this off. Sarah plopped onto the bed next to me. You're overthinking it, Alex. It's just makeup and clothes. It doesn't change who you are. Her words were meant to reassure me, but they stirred something deeper. Doesn't it, though? She bumped my shoulder playfully. Besides, it's not like I'm throwing you out there alone. I'll be right next to you the whole time. Worst case, We laugh about it and move on. I took a slow breath. Maybe she was right. Maybe I was making this into something bigger than it had to be. All right, I said finally. Let's do it. Sarah grinned like she had just won the lottery. Now that's what I like to hear. Sarah started with skincare, scrubbing my face with some foamy cleanser that smelled vaguely like citrus. Then came the foundation, the cool swipe of concealer, the precise strokes of a contour brush. As she worked, I kept my eyes locked on the mirror, watching my familiar features subtly shift, my jaw soften with shading, my eyes framed with liner that made them seem larger, more striking. I expected to feel ridiculous. Instead, I felt intrigued. This is so weird, I murmured. Sarah chuckled. Weird in a bad way? I hesitated, searching for the right word. Not bad, just different. Her expression softened. You know, you're kind of a natural at this. I scoffed. Yeah, right. I mean it, she insisted, dusting blush onto my cheeks. You're not fighting it. Some guys would freak out the second I touched their face with a makeup brush. But you, it's like you're curious. I didn't answer, but my fingers twitched slightly in my lap. Curious was a good way to put it. When Sarah finally finished, she stepped back with a satisfied nod. Okay, ready to see. I exhaled slowly. My heart pounded as I turned to the mirror. And froze. The person staring back at me wasn't me. At least, not the me I had always known. My face was delicate, refined, soft pink lips, long dark lashes, eyes that seemed brighter, more alive. My cheekbones were sharper, my jaw subtly tapered. I reached up, hesitantly touching my face. Oh my God, I whispered. Sarah beamed. Told you. You look insane. I shook my head, unable to process it. I didn't just look different, I looked beautiful. Something inside me cracked open, like a door I hadn't even known was there. And for the first time, I wasn't sure if I wanted to close it again. The next day, I avoided looking at myself in the mirror. Sarah had posted a few pictures of us from last night's party, and the moment I saw the comments, people raving about how gorgeous I looked, I felt a mix of emotions I couldn't quite untangle. I should have laughed it off, moved on, but something inside me wouldn't let go. The way I felt last night, the way I looked, it wasn't just some game. It was something more. But what did that mean? I shook my head and slammed my laptop shut. No. This is over. It was just a bet. But it wasn't that simple. The moment I stepped into the common area of our dorm, my roommate, Jake, raised an eyebrow. Dude, what the hell was that about? I stiffened. What do you mean? You. Dressed up like a girl. I forced a laugh, hoping it sounded casual. It was just a bet. No big deal. Jake frowned. Yeah, but you really got into it. I froze. What's that supposed to mean? He leaned back, arms crossed. I don't know. You just looked a little too comfortable, man. A flicker of panic tightened in my chest. I mean, Sarah did all the work. It was just makeup. Jake shrugged. Whatever. Just saying, people might start talking. His words hit harder than I expected. I kept my face neutral, but inside I felt raw. Like I had been exposed in a way I wasn't ready for. I barely made it back to my room before my hands started shaking. Why did I care so much? Why did it bother me that he noticed something I wasn't even sure I understood myself? I grabbed my phone, hesitating before typing a message to Sarah. Me, can we talk? Sarah didn't hesitate. Minutes later, she was knocking at my door. The moment I let her in, she studied my face. What happened? I sighed, running a hand through my hair. Jake. He made a comment. Like, I got too into it or something. Sarah rolled her eyes. Oh, please. Who cares what Jake thinks? I hesitated. I don't know. I guess. I just don't know what to do with all this. Sarah's expression softened. What do you want, Alex? I opened my mouth, then closed it. I had no answer. She sat beside me, nudging my shoulder. Look. If you liked how you looked last night, if you felt good, then maybe that's something worth exploring. Not because of some bet. Not because of anyone else. Just for you. I swallowed. But what if people think it's weird? Sarah gave me a knowing look. Screw people. You're not hurting anyone. I let out a shaky breath. I don't even know where to start. Sarah grinned. Lucky for you, I do. And just like that, My world started to shift again. A week later, I stood in front of the mirror again, only this time, I wasn't trying to look away. Sarah had convinced me to let her do my makeup again, but this time, it wasn't for a party or a bet. This time, it was just for me. "Close your eyes," she said softly, dabbing foundation onto my skin. I obeyed, feeling the gentle pressure of the brush, the cool sensation of the makeup blending into my face. "This isn't just about looking pretty," Sarah murmured as she applied eyeliner. "It's about how it makes you feel." I swallowed hard. "And what if I don't know how I feel?" She paused. "Then let's find out together." When she finally let me open my eyes, I barely recognized the person staring back at me. Long lashes framed my eyes, making them seem bigger, softer. My lips had a subtle shine, not too bold, but just enough to make them look alluring. My hair, styled slightly different, brushed against my cheek. I looked beautiful. The realization hit me like a wave, an overwhelming mix of fear, excitement, and something else. Relief. Sarah grinned behind me. Now, for the finishing touch. She held up an outfit, something simple yet undeniably feminine. A fitted top with a soft neckline, a pair of skinny jeans that hugged my legs in a way that made me feel different. More me. My hands trembled as I reached for the clothes. Could I really do this? Sarah must have sensed my hesitation because she grabbed my shoulders gently. "You don't have to prove anything to anyone. This is just for you." I nodded slowly. "Okay." The moment I slipped into the outfit, something inside me clicked. It was subtle at first. A small shift in my posture, the way my hands rested more delicately, how I carried myself. When I turned back to the mirror, I saw it clearly. For the first time, I wasn't just playing dress-up. I wasn't pretending. I wasn't just Alex. I was her. Who she was, I didn't fully know yet. But she was there. And she wasn't going anywhere. Sarah beamed, wiping away a tear. "You own this." I took a deep breath, letting the moment settle into my bones. I do. And for the first time in my life, I believed it. The cafe was buzzing with the usual morning crowd. Students hunched over laptops, businessmen scanning their phones, baristas rushing back and forth with steaming cups of coffee. It was the kind of place I had been to 100 times before, yet today, it felt completely different. Today, I was stepping into the world as her. I gripped Sarah's hand, so tightly I was sure she could feel the tension radiating off me. My heart pounded against my ribs, each step forward feeling like I was wading through quicksand. "What if they stare?" I whispered. Sarah squeezed my hand reassuringly. "Then let them. They're just looking because you're stunning." I bit my lip, scanning the room. A part of me expected the world to stop, for conversations to hush, for someone to call me out. "You're not really a girl." But nothing happened. A few people glanced my way, but no one gasped in shock. No one pointed or laughed. The world kept spinning. Sarah guided me to the counter. The barista, a tall guy with curly brown hair, smiled as I approached. "What can I get you?" he asked, completely unbothered, as if I was just any other girl ordering coffee. My voice caught in my throat. I had rehearsed this moment 100 times in my head, but now, standing here, I suddenly felt frozen. What if my voice gave me away? What if? "Alex!" Sarah nudged me gently. I swallowed hard, then forced myself to speak. "You, a caramel macchiato, please." There was a brief pause, one that felt like an eternity. But the barista just nodded, punching it into the register. "Sure thing." Name for the order. A lump formed in my throat. This was it. I could say Alex. It was safe. Easy. No one would question it. But that wasn't who I was today.